Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening. It's now up to the governor to decide whether Pennsylvania will stay in the liquor business.
Both the State House and Senate today gave their okays to a bill that would avoid a shutdown of the LCB tomorrow at midnight. Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini is in Harrisburg following the LCB vote. He's on the phone with us now. How does it look, Bob?
Karen, the House of Representatives just minutes ago approved the Senate version of the LCB renewal bill. Now, this opens the way for alcoholic beverages to continue to be sold after tomorrow at midnight. Of course, the only thing left is for Governor Robert Casey to sign the bill. He says he will. In fact, he may even do it tonight without any kind of ceremony, we're told. Now, earlier, the Senate, after minimal debate, voted to keep the LCB in business with the bill. The Senate asked the House to concur, meaning agree to the bill as it came out of the Senate, and that is just what the House just did. Now, the bill requires more wine specialty shops be opened, and that some shops will be opened inside grocery stores, so the public will have more places to buy wine. But an alcohol crisis has been averted here in Harrisburg tonight, and the 4th of July will apparently not be a dry one. Bob Costantini live in Harrisburg.
Thank you, Bob.
The Westside Landfill in Luzerne County is also coming up on a deadline, a state deadline for closing. The Landfill Authority went into a late afternoon meeting today with Luzerne County officials, and Newswatch 16's Mark Davis was at that meeting.
Mark is live now at the Luzerne County Courthouse. Is that deadline still in effect?
Yes, Karen, it is. In fact, that meeting between the county and the Landfill Authority just broke up about 20 minutes ago. Both sides agreeing on one thing. They're trying to buy more time. Now, 3 Luzerne County commissioners, 2 county attorneys, and the landfill attorney, along with members of the authority, met for about an hour or more trying to iron out their plans of attack to save the landfill from closing tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. Now, both the county and the Landfill Authority are sending letters to DER Secretary Arthur Davis tomorrow requesting an extension of time before Westside has to close. The county will pledge its financial and managerial support of the landfill in an effort to keep it open.
And the commitment to resolve these issues, both on the county and on the authority level, reasonably demonstrates to the Commonwealth that it is justifiable under the circumstances to grant an extension.
I think it's a 50-50 shot. If Secretary Davis does reject our request, the commissioners are prepared to sit on his doorstep immediately.
Now, we really can't get a reading from DER yet because we just talked with DER about 15 minutes ago and they told us that it's a good sign that the county and the landfill are still meeting and still talking, trying to resolve everything. But DER can't comment on the letters because those letters won't be telefaxed to DER Secretary Davis until sometime tomorrow. Now, you may be wondering what happens if the letters fail. If the letters fail, the Westside landfill closes tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. There is the possibility the Landfill Authority may ask for another Environmental Hearing Board hearing, but the earliest that could be scheduled is July 13th. So at the very outside, if the letters don't work tomorrow, the Westside landfill will be closed for at least 2 weeks. We'll follow the story all day long and have very complete coverage all day tomorrow on Newswatch 16. I'm Mark Davis, live with the Instacam at the Luzerne County Courthouse in Wilkes-Barre. Karen, Nolan.
Thank you, Mark. When Newswatch 16 continues, the latest on filling in a large mine subsidence in Scranton.
We'll talk with a coal miner who spent many long days under the North Scranton neighborhood.
We got style, we got flash, Mandarin orange is making a splash. We got the juice when you got a passion. Slice has the orange that tastes simply smashing. We got the juice, we got the juice, 10% juice. We got the taste nobody else has. We got the juice. Diet too. Slice, slice.
In Clinton County, striking workers at Lock Haven's International Paper Company taunted their possible replacements today. Newswatch 16's Dan Fiorucci was there when about 25 applicants crossed the picket lines at the hammer mill plant.
Union people feel their signs said it all. And if strikebreakers driving to the plant ignored those signs, they were told point blank not to go in and apply for work.
In respect to our picket line.
Some strikebreakers crossed the line, but others turned away.
There are a few people went in. There has not been very many people going in at this point.
You're taking our job.
6 months ago, a strategy of hiring strikebreakers did work at an international paper plant in Union County. 80 applicants signed for strike-breaking jobs, and the union settled for a contract it had scorned.
And I'm not working for him or any other jerk on Christmas Day.
But at the hammer mill plant, paper-making equipment is said to be big and complicated, and strikers say dangerous to operate.
I mean, people can get killed. These machines are running 3,000 feet a minute. You just don't walk in there off the street and be able to run one of these machines, which they're trying to tell them they can do.
There was no violence on the picket line, but strikers were ordered to remove nails from the roadway near the plant entrance. The company intends to take the strikers to court to reduce the number of picketers at its gates. Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16, Lock Haven.
Workers will begin punching boreholes tomorrow in the area of North Main Avenue in Scranton, trying to find out if that neighborhood can expect any more mine subsidences. Last Friday, a hole swallowed part of a front yard. That hole was filled in. Then it opened up again and was filled in a second time.
Newswatch 16's Bob Reynolds is live now in Skycam 16. Bob, what's going on now?
Well, Nolan and Karen, as you can see in these live pictures from Skycam 16, that one-block area of North Main Avenue is still blocked off to traffic. Now, Scranton officials tell me the reason they're doing that is they don't want the subsidence to get any bigger and possibly swallow up cars and people, too.
The Federal Office of Surface Mining was on the scene this afternoon and picked a contractor to drill 10 holes in the area. The holes should tell experts if there's a chance the subsidence will spread to the road or to this nearby home.
My daughter's the one that found the hole. And to think that she was standing over it and looking into it, and it was this big, and then within so many hours you have a 20-foot void. I mean, it's just incomprehensible.
Officials say that this neighborhood has been plagued with mine subsidence for several decades. And neighbors tell me that the mine subsidence on this particular spot got so bad that the home that once stood here had to be torn down. People take the mine subsidences in stride. Andrew Yezwinski worked in the mines under his home. Cracks in the walls tell him the mines are slowly eating away at his house, too.
Nothing bothers me now. Nothing bothers me. I'm too old to worry about it.
Yeah. Millions of federal dollars were spent in this area on mine flushing projects over the years, hoping to prevent subsidences. Apparently, though, the flushing didn't work here, but officials say they're ready to do whatever they can to prop up the ground and ease the concerns of residents.
Now, the home you're looking at from Skycam 16 is the home which was first threatened by that mine subsidence. Now, officials tell me that they have asked many of the families that live in that house to leave, but some people tell me that they're staying. They're just trying to protect their property and their belongings. Bob Reynolds, Newswatch 16 with a live Instacam report aboard Skycam.
Thank you, Bob. Work should begin tomorrow to fill in another mine subsidence in Lackawanna County, this one in Moosic. Last week we showed you a hole that opened up in Springbrook Creek. At that time, water from the creek was pouring into the hole at a rate of 1,000 gallons a minute. Now the creek water has been diverted and the hole will be filled in with concrete. People in this area of Moosic are concerned that if things are not fixed, more subsidences could open up.
A medical first for the Wyoming Valley.
And a new beach will open to the public. These are just some of the stories on tonight's Pennsylvania in a minute. Wilkes-Barre General Hospital scored a medical first today. A 60-year-old 40-foot man is the first patient to have open-heart surgery performed in the Wyoming Valley. Dr. Steve Greenberg will have a complete Health Watch report tonight on Newswatch 16 Update.
The borough of Harvey's Lake will open a new beach this Wednesday. The state has approved a permit to open Sunset Beach to the public. And some more good news for swimmers. All of the pools in Scranton are finally open. They were closed for 2 weeks because the city could not find enough lifeguards.
And former Pennsylvania Governor Dick Thornburg has an eye on the White House. He has formed a committee to see if he should run for the 1988 Republican nomination for president. Thornburg says he's keeping his options open. And that's Pennsylvania in a minute.
And the Weather Watch is next with meteorologist Brian Orzel in for Tom Clark.
I'll tell you, this was a great day to be on vacation. Tom's lucky.
They opened up those pools just in time in Scranton, but there's going to be some changes taking place. I'll return to the backyard to talk about the return of the muggy air over central and northeastern Pennsylvania in a moment on the Weather Watch. You're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP TV, and we're proud to serve Nazareth and all of Northampton County.
I want it to be really cool.
Me too.
The couch has got to be expensive.
Definitely.
How about the dining room set there?
bookcases.
Yeah, I can see that.
Good. We agree.
We make beautiful furniture affordable at Wilkes-Barre's best. The Town and Country Furniture Galleries, Main Street, Wilkes-Barre.
This is just how I pictured it.
Giant Floors 4th of July sale now through Friday. Astonishing low prices in every department. Save an extra $25 to $75 on every carpet remnant you choose. Check our low ticket prices. Then take up to $75 off these prices. Famous made carpets in all colors, sizes, and styles. Santa this wall covering at just $6.99 a big double roll. An outdoor grass carpet at clearance savings of 50% off. As a bonus, no payments or interest for 3 full months. Giant Floors 4th of July sale ends this Friday.
What a way to start off the week with a beautiful Monday, Brian.
Well, Karen and Nolan, I'll tell you if this nice weather is going to last this week. We have some clouds streaking in to the backyard. Now, at 4 o'clock, it was bright and sunny. Now, it's mostly cloudy in the backyard. I'll tell you if there's any showers showing up on the Doppler in just a moment. First, let's start down in Elysburg, where my weather watcher and all-around nice guy, Tom Kutza, tells me 84 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, and windy at his place. Joseph Garwood in Fleetwood says 87 degrees, with sunshine being dimmed by those high, thin cirrus clouds. And Vicky Ralph in Rome says 80 degrees, a mixture of clouds and sunshine, and a stiff wind up in Bradford County. Coming up next is an aerial view taken by photographer Steve Smallwood in Skycam 16 of the Beltsville Reservoir down in Carbon County. 82, the temperature in the backyard. The humidity is still low, though. It's comfortable, 41%. Winds are out of the south at 18, and the barometer 30 inches even of mercury and falling. High temperature today made it to 85 degrees, which is 12 degrees warmer than yesterday and 4 higher than normal. 56 the low this morning and 83 with sunshine 1 year ago today. And looking at the Sky Watch, the 100-mile scan, no precipitation showing up. We do have some ground clutter being indicated, but there is no precipitation falling over northeastern and central Pennsylvania. But there are some big thunderstorms showing up to our west, and they show up nicely on the satellite image this afternoon. There they are, the bright white clouds over eastern Ohio. As these storms rolled through Cleveland, they produced 60-mile-per-hour winds. Also some big thunderstorms over Michigan at Isabella County. Trees 2 feet in diameter, that's about this wide, were knocked down by thunderstorm winds. These big thunderstorms over Ohio are moving into Pennsylvania. In fact, Bradford, Pennsylvania had a thunderstorm as of last hour, and the northern and western portions of our viewing area could see a shower or thunderstorm overnight tonight. And taking a wider view of things from the full U.S. satellite image, there's a line of clouds all the way from eastern Canada down to Kansas, and you can almost draw in where the cold front is right there. Drier air moving in behind it, but as this front sags our way, I think showers and thunderstorms are going to break out. We'll get into the muggy air for one day tomorrow, but then the drier air will move in Wednesday and Thursday. The forecast for tonight, it's going to be warmer and much more humid. Not a nice night for sleeping. North and west of this blue dash line, there is a possible shower or thunder shower overnight. Winds will be west at about 15, lows 63 at Powell and Jersey Shore, 68 at Nazareth. And the sunrise time for tomorrow will occur at 5:33, and sundown is now 8:40. And my complete weather watch forecast: warm tonight, chance of a shower, 66 the low. Warm and humid tomorrow, some sunshine. Chance of a thunderstorm in the afternoon. There could be some heavier downpours in some spots. 86 for the high. Turning a little bit cooler on Wednesday. Some morning clouds, some sun in the afternoon. High close to 80. Thursday, Karen and Nolan, looks like the nicest day this week with sunshine, highs near 80. I'll be back at 11 with a look ahead to the July 4th weather on Saturday.
All right. Thank you very much, Brian.
Tim Carlson is next with the Sports Watch and the latest from Wimbledon.
Plus, one of the area's finest golfers who has overcome a handicap to be the best.
Faye's colorful 4th of July holiday flyer is here, and it's just packed with dozens of money-saving values. Save today on Fabergé Organic shampoo, conditioner, and Aquanet hairspray at these super low prices. Tylenol Extra Strength is on sale, too. Your choice, only $5.88. And these Band-Aid brand flexible fabric bandages are a low, low $129 each. Shop these and all our advertised specials today at Faye's. Obviously not your average drugstore.
While every brewer knows that nothing protects the flavor of pure, natural beer like darkness, very few do anything about it. This is one of the few. We protect Rolling Rock in light, tight six-packs because we brew Rolling Rock with all natural ingredients. Mountain spring water, no additives, no preservatives. Rolling Rock Premium Beer, so pure and natural, before you open a bottle, you have to open the box.
Did Wimbledon have the weather we had today, Tim?
Yes, they did, as a matter of fact,
Good.
Nolan. It was beautiful. Beautiful. Round 3 action taken care of at Wimbledon today with sunny skies overhead for a change. No earth-shattering upsets to talk about. But I will tell you this, men's third seed Mats Wilander won in straight sets over Jonas Svensson. Wilander has yet to lose a set at Wimbledon, winning this one 7-6, 6-1, 6-3. Now remember Peter Dewan? No, he's not the guy from Herman's Hermits. That was Peter Noon. Peter Dewan is the guy who knocked off Boris Becker the other day. Today, Dewan won his third-round match over American Leith Shiras. Other winners today, women's top seed Martina Navratilova, third seed Chris Effort, number 5 Pan Schreiber, Claudia Kolda-Kielsch, who's 8th seed, and number 11 Katarina Lindquist. The men's victors, 7th seed Jimmy Connors, and number 11 Pat Cash. The upset losers today, number 9 Bettina Bunge, number 5 Miloslav Mechir, and number 10 an American Tim Mayotte. Well, if you play golf, or at least make an attempt at playing the game from time to time, I'm sure you know how tough it can be. You really have to play a lot and practice a lot to get good at it, and that takes a lot of desire. Well, the other day, Sports Watch 16's Albie Oxenrider met up with a local guy by the name of Ted Treba. Ted's one heck of a golfer, a college All-American, as a matter of fact, at Ohio State University. And he's overcome a disability to become a super golfer.
Hanover Township's Ted Treba loves to play golf. And with a +1 handicap, he plays better than almost anyone. But more amazing is the fact that Treba plays golf at all. When he was 4 years old, Treba was poked in the left eye with a stick. That accident left him blind in that eye.
It doesn't really make it tough at all for me because, I mean, I never knew what it was like to play with the left eye. I've always seen this way ever since I was 4 and a half when the accident happened. And it's like no effect.
Next year, Treba will play his 3rd season for the Ohio State golf team. He'd also like to qualify for the U.S. amateur team, and after college, he plans on taking a shot at the Pro Tour.
When I'm in school, I play every day. I mean, rain or shine. I played the NCAA. Like, I came home, I said, I'm not going to play on Monday. And I came home Monday, I played 36 holes. I mean, I can't get away from it. And I just keep playing every day. And if I don't play, I feel like I cheated myself.
Perhaps the part of Ted's game most affected by his handicap is putting. But his view towards that handicap is putting the most challenging part of his golf game right on line.
You know, you just go out there and you give it your all. And you just don't judge yourself by other people. Judge yourself by your own standards. Just go out there and just play as hard as you can. And if you try your best, that's the best you're going to do. That's all you can hope for that day.
Competitive golf has winners and losers, but Ted Treba's proof that winning at this game doesn't always mean having the lowest score. Albie Oxenrider, Sports Watch 16, Hanover Township.
Well, a threatened boycott of Major League Baseball by blacks and minorities set for July 4th called off today by the Reverend Jesse Jackson.
In our judgment, there will not be a boycott, a demonstration on July the 4th, in part because the process is in motion and at this point going well.
Reverend Jackson had called upon blacks and minorities earlier this month to boycott July 4th ball games because he says there's a lack of blacks and minorities in baseball management. Later in his speech today, Jackson did warn that there would be litigation in the courts and protests in the streets if baseball didn't follow through with their affirmative action program. Now, so far in that program, 2 minority members have been hired by the commissioner's office, and the Phillies and Dodgers have hired blacks for front office jobs. Jackson also said he thinks some losing teams haven't fired their managers because they don't want to replace them with blacks. Gee, I didn't know Reverend Jackson knew that much about baseball, being able to judge which teams need new managers. All right, tonight, Monday Night Baseball, the Mets and Cardinals. The Phillies right now playing the first of 2 at the Vet, and they're down 2-1 to the Pirates in the 3rd inning. Chris James with a homer. See you later.
Okay, thanks, Tim. Next, a 16 salute.
Tonight, Frank Andrews talks with a man who's a shining example to the youngsters in his community.
If it's rich enough for all working day long and it tastes your way,
It's necessarily necessary. Great coffee blends to change your way. That's necessarily Nescafe.
The
Lafitte, Louisiana and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Lafitte means flat bottom boat racing and a Cajun feast that'll set your mouth on fire. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer, cold, crisp, Old Milwaukee beer, and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place, an Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
It doesn't get any better than this.
Finally tonight, a 16 salute for the founder of Biddy Basketball in Hoonsdale. 62-year-old Fred Reich has cerebral palsy, but has not kept him from being an active life. Newswatch 16's Frank Andrews says that Fred spends his time teaching others an important lesson.
Fred Reich of Honesdale has had cerebral palsy all his life, but in his 62 years, it's never kept him down. Now he's learning to ride a horse here at a stable that works with the handicapped outside Honesdale.
Yeah, let's go.
If Reich looks tall in the saddle, it's because he's proud of his many accomplishments. He founded Honesdale Biddy Basketball 23 years ago. He's also been a baseball coach for 40 years.
I never could do it, and I always wanted to do it. So that gave me more incentive than anything else. I don't think I'm as crippled as some people think I am. And if you saw me out on the field, you wouldn't think so either. Because I can argue and everything else.
Reich says he enjoys horseback riding because he can be in control. He commands the horse and watches his disability fade away. His friends call him an overcomer.
He's always looking for ways to improve himself, and how he improves himself is by improving everybody else around him.
I think Fred has shown us that we can rise above whatever limitations we may have personally, and we can achieve many things that perhaps we did not think was possible. We just have to put forth a little bit of effort and work together.
Reich has spent most of his life working with young people, teaching them what he calls the most important lesson.
Everything is not roses. At least it wasn't for me. So that's what I try to teach them, that they got to have respect for people and everything like that. So
Fred Reich gets this week's 16 salute. Frank Andrews, Newswatch 16, Honesdale.
And that is Newswatch 16 for Monday.
Be sure to join us tonight on Newswatch 16 Update when Dr. Steve Greenberg will give us a look at an operation that's the first of its kind for one hospital in our area.
World News Tonight is next with a report on the dark side of Switzerland.
For the team, thanks for joining us.
Good night.
Enjoy your evening.